traveling in a certain direction, and pretty much interestingly, even with those videos, nighttime pitch dark, because mostly, not always, mostly around places, these missile launchers in sort of areas that are sort of rural, not populated by a lot of people, and most of the videos that we were getting initially from inside Iran were like exactly people in small villages, rural areas, towns, looking at what was going on, and they knew exactly what was happening. And then we sort of very immediately, because exactly as was said earlier in the program, because these were not cruise missiles, they were ballistic missiles, and actually from Iran's perspective, very, very advanced ballistic missiles. We saw these flood of videos from different parts of Israel of missiles flying over different towns and cities. And then what separated this attack from the one that we had in April was that this time around the videos were showing quite a lot of impact in different parts of Israel, particularly in 4 separate areas that we got most of our videos.
Can I just ask you, so first of all, you're assessing who's sharing these videos, and in some cases you can take a position about whether that looks like a reliable source or not. But even if a reliable source, presumably, as well as checking who's sharing, that you need to look at what's actually in the video and start doing checks about whether this would be, this appears to be a legitimate recording of what happened.
Yeah, the steps we usually take, first of all, we want to make sure that the video we're seeing is recent. So the internet is flooded with all sorts of videos from all different times and eras, and one of the things that happens when you have a breaking story like this, you will see tons and tons of videos being posted on social media, either deliberately for engagement or by people who basically don't know the facts of past conflicts, recycled videos, videos from similar events in the past, but not what's actually happening at the time that the story is developing. So first of all, we have to determine the video we're seeing is recent. Then we have to determine where that video was filmed, the process we call geolocation. We want to establish where exactly that video was filmed. And finally, we want to make sure that we can find the earliest source of that video, the person who originally posted that video, which platform, what did they say, and what was the context there. They film any other videos, they film any other images, because that then informs our process of reporting to audiences, not just the fact that this video exists and it's a striking video and people want to see and want to know what's actually happened in this part of Israel or in Iran, but also in the wider context. We want to be able to tell a story about what exactly happened based on these videos, putting them all together and turning them into a story.
Now, let's turn our attention to what could be one of the biggest flops in video game history. Indeed, one of the biggest flops in media history. This is a new game from Sony. It cost millions of dollars to develop, and it's been pulled after just a few days. There were high hopes for it, though. Here's a trailer.
But did you tell them I have drank of the ancestral blood trees on Kalos?
And that I keep a very tiny ship?
We cannot tell them anything until they unlock the free gunner frequency.
Probably not gonna happen. What? Most people never get what they want. Set your expectations low and prepare to be disappointed.
To find out why Concord has been so unpopular, I spoke to Keza MacDonald, video games editor at The Guardian.
Well, Concord was what's known as a hero shooter. So the idea is that you and your friends get into a game, you each pick one of a roster of heroes, like you heard in the trailer there, and then you all have a very good time shooting at each other. It's also what's known as a live service game, which means that the idea is that players will play it for months or years. It will have a long life and make